All right, when Wade told me I had 15 minutes to talk about a game you can explain in about 30 seconds, I kind of had to stretch a little, so it sounds like I'm rambling, I probably am. For those of you who don't know Slingo or what Slingo is, Slingo's been around for about 10 years. We've been predominantly online starting on AOL in '96, and we've increased our web presence through Slingo.com and other brand licensing in general. What we wanted to do was create another downloadable game for our download suite after the success of the first one we put out, which was Slingo Deluxe, which was just a download extension of our original Slingo product. So the design challenge was, how do you take a game that's 10 years old, is built off of a combination of slots and bingo, is nothing more than a number matching game, and bring it up to the standard of today's games. So one of the first brainstorming sessions, we came up with a bunch of different game models and ended up trying to put a whole bunch of different game models into one game, into a sequel, taking the number matching portion of the game and adding a whole bunch of different game modes. And after the first few design sessions, we realized that we could have actually done better with just one of the game modes. So the entire game here is actually built around a series of different pattern matching. So ultimately what came out of that was the basis for what Slingo Quest was ultimately built around. So what is Slingo Quest? Slingo Quest is it's a Slingo-based game. It still maintains all of the common Slingo elements that people have grown to love over the years and our people have grown to enjoy, which is the number matching game, the combination of slots and bingo. But it's a game now that has over 50 levels and is actually set in a tropical adventure theme. So those of you who are familiar with the original game will notice that the Joker and the Cherub and the Devil have come back. You also notice that we've added some new fun cartoony characters as well. So the object of the game simply is to score as many points as possible by making the patterns on each of the islands and ultimately beating the nemesis to complete the entire adventure. In fact, there are 50 normal levels of gameplay, and then there are 10 additional bonus levels. So, one of the first things you'll notice is the fact that there's actually a musical bit in the game, and audio is one of those essential elements that's generally overlooked in the casual game side, and isn't focused on as much. But in the console game space, obviously, a complete musical score is almost a given. So, funny enough, there's actually over 10 completely new MIDI tracks that were put as a bed to the game. So as you progress through the game, you'll hear consistently different music, so you're not playing the same music over and over again. But strangely enough, even with the new audio, some of the sound effects that are actually in the game are part of the original sound library that was developed for the original Slingo game, including the devil laugh and the sound of the Slingo. You'll also notice that this is not your typical old-school Slingo. We've actually added a number of different elements to the game, including things like score multipliers, bouncing Slingos. There are a series of particle effects that were put into the game. You'll also notice that there are different power-ups that you'll see that appear in the top left corner. For instance, on this particular board, all the spins are free, instead of at the end of the board you having to pay for the spins like you did in original Slingo. So in order to give the broadest play experience, we wanted to give the players as many options as possible. For instance, each of the boards that you play through, you can accumulate up to 5 stars that you can get for different accomplishments in the game, such as beating the required score. There's a secret key hidden on each board. You can beat the board time, which is different for every board. You can find all the different butterfly Slingos that surround the card, and ultimately filling the entire card within the 20 spin limit. There were certain Slingo conventions that we didn't change from. The number of spins is always 20, and the gameplay is still based around the number matching. So your typical person could just play through the game and just do all of the pattern matching things and go through each of the different levels, just matching the different patterns. You'll also notice that we added a collection element to the game as well, where there are a variety of stamps. In In fact, we kicked around several different ideas as to whether or not we wanted to do trophies or badges or one of those types of things, and we decided that stamps fit the best with the theme. So at the end of each board, it tells you how you did. Did you beat the reward score? Did you find the secret key, etc. And it, rewards you based on how you did. So when you get to the end, you can go back to the map, and you can actually see all the different islands that are available, the different boards, and the fact that there are bonus boards that are hidden, and it tells you that you still need 4 keys in order to unlock the bonus board. So one of the things that we landed on early was adding things that could ultimately allow people to choose their play experience.